So remember, in this meditation practice, you have to follow the formal posture, and you cannot just find too much comfort. So mostly you are from home, so you sit for meditation, and but at the same time you have to be careful to keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. So that is important, and so have some self discipline yourself, at least while we practicing meditation. So if you need some comfort, then after that you can adjust yourself. But when you practice this meditation, always remember, keep your back straight and neck head straight in one line. So that is necessary. So and at the same time, while you focusing to the bell sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So let everything to settle down as it is. So gently close your eyes, please, and follow this sound. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in this meditation session, we mainly focus to Samatha and Vipassana. So, these both meditation techniques mostly go together. And the reason, because when you develop the mind to analyze deeply, you need some kind of concentration towards that analytical mind. Otherwise, you cannot do it. So, another thing is, when you deeply observe the very nature of the phenomena or the mind or the matter, you have to have very sharp and clear, undisturbed mind. So these two meditation techniques that help each other. But at the same time, our ultimate goal is finding the ultimate truth. So when it comes to that, this how you can use this both meditation techniques to get into one place. So in the beginning, we use the tranquility meditation to calm down our mind and make our mind more usable to recognize things as it is. So that is the main purpose with the samatha meditation, tranquility meditation. It able to recognize things, and without interfering with our thoughts or the ideas or the concepts or the mental formations or the sanskar. So then with the perception, you have the clarity. So that clarity is very important in the beginning. So then always remember yourself, it is your responsibility. Time to time observe yourself and see, are you able to recognize the inhalation, exhalation as it is? Because here as a primary mental object, we follow our inhalation, exhalation. So you follow the inhalation, exhalation, not you doing or you not making it, you not creating it. So then you look yourself, is your mind visualize or is your mind interfering with that? Or is it happening itself and you recognize? So in that tranquility meditation, that is very necessary. You focus your mind in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and you come to a point just to observe without doing anything. Only the observation you keep follow. And according to the sensation arise, followed by the inhalation, exhalation. So in front of your nose and your upper lip area. So when the inhalation, exhalation happens in the beginning, recognize separately. This is inhalation, this is exhalation. And then this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. And then while you observe in that way, some inhalation, exhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that way. So I will give you another, some information to observe yourself and see, is your body naturally inhaling or your mind interfering to inhalation, exhalation. So as you know, when the naturally inhalation, exhalation happens, your abdominal area expand. So you mostly your abdominal area move when the inhalation, exhalation happens. But when the mind involving with, when the mind think about what is happening, your chest area, you feel it's deeply, it's heavily moving up and down. So if you see that your chest area moving up and down, followed by inhalation, exhalation, that's mean your mind not busy and the mind interfering. Why? What is the, why it is happen like that way? Why the chest move when the mind involving it? Because, so this is what happening. When the inhalation, exhalation happens, it's go to your lungs. Through the lungs, there is a that connection to the nerve system. And so that through the nerve system, in the middle of the nerve system, it calls Susumna Nadi. In the middle of the nerve system, the spine, like this straight line, it's go, the air go to your brain. In the middle of the your spine. And that's how the brain get the air. Not through the nose, not it doesn't go from this way to your brain. It come from your spine. That's why you have to keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line. So when that is where mentally your mind, that your logical power become more sharp and clear, and your mind naturally become more activate, and it able to connect it to the energy or the vibration of this environment. So it is another lesson, but just to know yourself. So then when the natural inhalation, exhalation happens, your abdominal area, the belly area move, and then your shoulder get rest and your chest get rest. But what happening, if your mind able to think, There is a nerve system again come back. There is a connection to your lungs from the brain. So now from your lungs, there is a nerve system go to spine. And then from the brain, there is a nerve system go to your lungs. So when the naturally inhalation, exhalation happens, when the mind calm down, what is happening? Through your spine, that through the Susumna Nadi, the air goes to your brain. But what happened when the thought become more busy, it start to look for some extra energy. And then what happening, it start to ask the extra help from lungs. Rather than going depending from the spine, it try to depending from lungs. And that is where your lungs start to activate in a different, and then it start to move like this way, because the mind work busy, and then the your, so when you keep the posture, if you see that your breathing pattern, the way your body move, and recognize that if your mind busy, you should know, oh, my chest. Another thing is that you start to hear your inhalation, exhalation, the sound. But when it comes to natural inhalation, exhalation, no sound. So those are the things that when you practice meditation yourself, you should know. And when you observe the body, you can recognize if your chest or the shoulders moving, and your neck area getting a little bit tight, heavy. So that's mean your mind, you look for something, you think rather than settling down. So then that is what you have to understand when it comes to the posture. Just allow everything to happen itself. Don't try to do anything. And then you will see naturally everything settle down. Even you don't feel like you holding a body. That is where the mind get rest. That rest is very necessary, because when the mind become free from the body, you feel more relaxed and comfortable. So, and when the mind able to start to settle down, it doesn't need the help from the lungs, and the lungs become more relaxed, and it giving more energy to your spine. And then the brain get more and more and more energy through the susumna, or the spine. So that way, naturally, more deeply get. So the posture is important. At the same time, that if you see that your mind is busy, mentally relax it yourself knowingly. Just let go thing. Don't struggle. For this moment, just know just everything to settle down. Allow this things to settle down, and whatever happen, it is okay. You are just sitting and you practice this moment. Just so, and from there, once you get into the tranquility state, from there you go to vipassana level of the observation. So in the vipassana level, in the beginning, you recognize the inhalation, exhalation, but you don't go to the surface level of details or the names. This inhalation, exhalation, long, short, heavy. You don't look for that. You just go to the sensation. And maybe when you come to the sensation, anywhere in your body, you can gain the sensation. So any perception can bring the sensation. So whatever the sensation arise or the feelings arise, any feelings has the same nature. That pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. It doesn't matter from where it arises, from what kind of, even the thoughts, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Breathing, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral. Only thing is, through one place, you have to recognize this. Then you naturally your mind able to apply it to all over your body. So that's why we come to a place and observe. And we develop self discipline ourselves to stay in one place and practice little bit, and after that this become natural knowledge for you. Otherwise all the time you no need to practice meditation. But once the mind experience it, then you able to get. Look at whatever any sport is, even 100 meters running track and field. So suddenly some person cannot run and win. So what the person need to do, he need to practice in one place, and then once he able to develop the his skill, maybe he travel to some other countries, and maybe he run faster than what he practice. He can achieve to new records. But suddenly overnight person cannot do it. So like that yourself, once you practice and gain the recognize the feeling or the sensation, and once you see how it change, how it is impermanent, and how it is that how the unsatisfactory nature inherent, how the selflessness inherent, and whatever the feelings arise, and right away you know it. And even not about this moment, that you able to understand everything in that level. So that's how this goes. So then only thing is try to experience something in one place. If it is inhalation, exhalation, or any other sensation, just try to get it. And once you experience that naturally, that is the wisdom. So let's practice a little bit. So when it come to vipassana practice, keep the sensation and follow the sensation of the inhalation exhalation in the beginning, and recognize impermanent unsatisfactory nature, selflessness that you experience within each and every sensation. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. And bring your attention to your body, and scan head to toes 3 times yourself, and say Suapatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also, think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. Detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation, and from there, and observe the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within you, the feeling or the sensations. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area, and deeply and gently breathe out 3 times, please, and recognize the sensation. And allow your inhalation, exhalations happens itself. And when it happens, recognize separately. So if your mind go here and there, don't worry about it. Just keep attention to the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation. Keep focus your mind to the inhalation, exhalation. And follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Movingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end. Also, you may experience some inhalation, exhalation become long, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Observe the impermanent, unsatisfactory nature and selflessness within the sensation or any feelings arise. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe, also as far as we can through galaxies, other planets, stars, reminding yourself like this with clear intention mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light to your backside, to your left side, to your right side, downward and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, Spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, as you know, in these meditation sessions, we practice samatha and vipassana, both meditation techniques. So, in our Theravada tradition, there is a word called yuganadha. Yuganadha means joining, pair. So, samatha and vipassana, you use, combine, join together. When you look at the world, in this material world, sometimes one thing need help from another things to make it usable. So as example, this bell. So this bell that itself doesn't make it purpose. So it needs something to hit. So that is where the bell itself going to become a bell. So, but look at this is iron and this is wood. When it come to value, this is so valuable in conventional life. This is brass, it is valuable. But this is piece of wood. But to make this as a bell, you need this. And sometimes if you use the same kind of like as example brass, if you hit that, you're not going to get the the real sound that make you more relaxed and calm or peaceful. But this useless piece of wood, when it applied to this usable brass or the iron, and it giving a kind of a sound that make it more comfortable for us to hear. So as example is like this pen. If you hit the pen, its sound is different deeply. It's not like the this sound. So this yuganadha means like that, to get the right purpose, get the right, make it more usable and get it to the right point. You use the tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation. So Yuganadha means you combine, joining. And when you join it, it make it more powerful, and at the same time the egocentric mind start to go away. Why? Because you itself, you know, you use some other techniques to gain this. Otherwise it is not by achieving yourself your own mind. No, in the beginning you calm down your body and you calm down your breathing. So it not belong to you. So you just relax, allow it to relax. That so when you relax it, when you allow it to relax, and what happening, it bring you kind of like a peaceful mind. So then you understand the interconnection. In the material world, this everything same. Look, this the camera. The camera itself separately work. But to get the best out of the camera, you need the light. It is a totally different kind of something. So, and when you cook, so you use the spoon, and maybe you use piece of cloth to hold the very hot material. But at the same time, even though we use that things, end of the day, when the if the food is so taste, so sometimes when the whoever the person cook that, and he get the credit and he telling, oh, I cooked it. If the tea is so perfect, oh, I made that tea. So why you cannot understand how many things help for you, even though you able to maintain that things, how many things help for you to gain this. So in this samatha and vipassana, this yuganadha is the reason why it come like this way. When it come to mind, so as you know, you have to develop the wisdom and compassion, and the wisdom itself not exist separately. So the wisdom covered by the ignorance. So this is what, when you develop the samatha meditation, tranquility meditation, as a result of that, you gain strong, undisturbed mind. And other thing is, through the tranquility mind, when you have the undisturbed mind, it reduces the greediness or the lust. That is what happened. So practicing, remember this very carefully, because most people practice samatha and vipassana, and sometimes even they don't know the difference, and they don't know what is happening and why they need this both. They sometimes they don't understand. So that's why this information will help for you to make it more clear. Because when you know, when you have all the tools, so yourself, whenever you want to work, then you know what to do and how to do things. So when you practice the samatha meditation, tranquility meditation, when you calm down your mind, tranquilize your mind, when you develop undisturbed mind, what is happening? It reduces the lust. So when it reduces the lust, the greed, hatred, anger, jealousy, disappointment, worry, fear, this kind of all the thoughts go down when you develop the tranquility meditation. And sometimes it says just only by meditation you cannot do it. Of course, you have to in day-to-day life. Why it says like that way? Because in day-to-day life, anger, hatred, jealousy, these things come out of the all the perception that we gain. So in day-to-day lifestyle. So that's why you have to have the right environment, right people, right mindset. So this kind of things and the right wisdom, or kind of like how to deal with the situations, and how to transform that emotions to make it intelligent. So this kind of things. Of course, you need that things, but at the same time, deeper level in the bottom as a foundation. When it comes to meditation, always remember the very nature or the behavior or the condition of the mind very important. So through tranquility meditation, what it does, it brings your mind to neutral point. It brings your mind to calm down and deactivate this all the unnecessary behavior of the mind. And especially the main thing is the lust. So that is what happening through the tranquility meditation. When the mind become busy, the very first thing arise in your mind is the lust. Another thing is whatever the greed or the anger, hatred, jealousy, or disappointment, worry, fear, this anything if you take, there is a list. There are 16, 1 6, there are 16 things related to this thoughts. And so when these things arise, somehow it going to end, it going to look the satisfaction hell from the lust, even the anger. If anybody get angry, there is a deeper level of connection with the lust. Even the fear, in conventionally, this emotional or psychological, so whatever you can mention, if it is related to the fear, there is a deeply, the main root is the lust. So that's why through the tranquility meditation, it go to the root and release that lust, and it reduce the power of the lust through the tranquility meditation. That is what it does. And when you release the lust, what is happening, it help you to get out of the moment, or the get out of the existence. That doesn't mean you're going to end this existence. That is what from the ancient time. So as example, when you have the lust, the desire, the holding nature, it it will keep you bound to that place, or that things, or that environment, or that situations. And when you get out of the lust, what will happen, it help you to release from that place and move forward. So in even in the journey of this existence, what will happen, you will move forward without come back to the same place, because you have no lust. But that doesn't mean, you have to be very clear, you have that doesn't mean reducing lust, doesn't mean you get out of the existence. Existence happen, but you become a better, you become improve, you go higher. So tranquility meditation will help you to become better or go higher. How? Reducing the lust. And other thing is, when you reduce the lust, The mind become clear and mind become peaceful. So imagine yourself when there is no when there is when there is no lust or when there is no need for you, especially self-centered, that the desire with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind look for satisfaction. When there is no that kind of desire to look for satisfaction, then itself you feel relaxed, comfortable, you free. So when you look for freedom, what does that mean? You look for freedom from these desires, because when there is no desires, you are free. When there is no desires, that means there is no lust. So you are free, but that doesn't mean you end. Through the vipassana, what it does. So through the vipassana, when you have this free mind, relaxed, comfortable mind, undisturbed mind, when you develop the vipassana, it develops your wisdom. So when you have the wisdom, you recognize this how these things happening and what is the reason even for the lust. So through the samatha, it reduced the lust. It doesn't show the reason for the lust. Through the vipassana, it show you reason for the lust. So reducing lust and recognize the reason for lust, two different things. So that is why in the beginning, because without reducing, it is very difficult sometimes to recognize the reasons. So that's why through the samatha practice, you go to a place to reduce the lust. And then you come to a point to high mental power, first absorption, second absorption, third absorption, and fourth absorption. And then from there, you develop that five hindrance, kama, chanda, vyapada, tina, midda, uddhacha, kukkucha, vichikicha. So when you reduce this everything, what will happen? You start to see the mechanism of the happening. When you able to see the mechanism of the happening, you recognize how things come to be as they are. That recognition, that wisdom allow you to get out of the the system or the pattern, because that recognition itself release you from everything. So that is where you experience the five aggregates. So reducing the five hindrance, you can access to five aggregates. So five hindrance hold by the lust. So then you get the help out of the samatha, tranquility meditation, to reduce the five hindrance. And when you reduce the five hindrance, so remember all the five hindrance come out of the lust. And now when you reduce the lust, that's mean it reduce the five hindrance, and the mind become more sharp and clear, and you can attain to the high mental powers till the fourth absorption. But still, when it come to vipassana, you recognizing even the vipassana is the point that you gain access to five aggregates: form, feeling, sensation, formation, recognition. So breaking down the last, you cannot see this. So that's why you get the help out of the samatha. And so this is called samatha vipassana yugananda. Another thing is, now remember, now you are able to recognize form, feeling, sensation, formation, and recognition, five aggregates. And at the same time, the beauty is now you know the pattern and you saw how the samatha will help for you to, to clear the lust, and how the technique of the vipassana or the method of the vipassana help you to sharpen the wisdom. So the samatha reduce the lust, vipassana increase the wisdom. When you reduce the lust, you increase the wisdom, reduce the lust, increase the wisdom. In a certain level, the wisdom itself recognize this pattern. And then there even the that awareness itself, when it come to a point to understand how this is happening, the consciousness or the recognition itself, the subject or the recognizer itself not going to claim, oh, this is my knowledge, oh, I understood this. Why? Because to achieve to this, in the beginning, the samatha help for this, and also the vipassana help for to get to experience this new moment. So then itself, when the path become clear, when the person see how that you experience this moment, that you recognizing, you experience it not because of your mind, it is because of the method that you practice. That is where you surrender to the dharma. It is kind of like you discover the path. That is what the Buddha does. Buddha rediscover the path and then give it to others. So then it is there already. So what you do, and you start to go with that everything, and you discover yourself. And once you discover it yourself, it is not you. The wisdom itself belongs to the path. And that is where you become more humble, and that is where you become more vulnerable, and you become more wiser, and recognizing this dharma itself help for you to gain this. So otherwise it is not the I achieve to this, I achieve to this like this, because in the beginning you saw, you see how the samatha and vipassana help for this. If we look around the world, this everything exists because of something. So that is where you come to the point to understand the cause and effect, because there is nothing can exist without help from others. Some as example, see this water in this cup. So if the cup go against the water and deny, I don't want, how the water can be? If the water reject the cup and tell anymore, anywhere in the world, we're not going to get involved with the cups. We're not going to go with the cups. Then people are not going to buy cups. So then when you use the cup with the water, if you don't see this connection, that itself we come to a point that's a kind of like a blind spot. This it's kind of like a blind spot. That blind spot created by the lust, and that is where come, oh, this is my, that is the biggest blind spot. And then when it comes to this is mine, so even your body, this is mine, and you don't see anymore how the lungs, heart, liver, kidney, how this water or the air, so how this immunity work, that nerve system work, sympathetic nerve system, parasympathetic nerve system, how this work, you don't see anymore. And then why? Because you get into the blind spot. This is mine. And then you come to the family and you start to claim your husband, wife, children, friends, and family members. This is mine. This is mine. So then you get into the blind spot. You don't see the anymore the connection, and it make the more difficult your life, and it make you more hard, tight. That hardness, that heaviness, that tightness hold you to the place, hold you to the ground. So through the samatha, what it does, it cut it, release it, and it make you free from it. And that is where the journey become more relaxed and comfortable. And but at the same time, when you develop the vipassana, you understand and recognizing how these things come to be as they are and what is the connection. And then you become more disciplined yourself, you become more alert yourself, you become more careful yourself. Why? Because you understand it. To happen this one thing, there are a lot of things involved, and that is where you become more respectful regarding the situations or the environment. And when you have that kind of mindset, and then you understand that there's no self-governed life. It is mostly the cause and effect governed life we have. So once you have that wisdom, and you find your way to experience the liberation. But the lust is blind us and hold us, and we don't see it. It make us more blind, and the lust is kind of like a black hole. It never allow us to experience the light. So there was a person, and he was very poor farmer. And what he does, he make little bit, very little bit rice and beans, and very, little bit for his lunch every day, and he take it with him. And so there in his village, where he used to do farming, in the middle of the kind of like next to the forest, it was a mountain. So he sat under a tree, and then he start to eat. So while he is eating, he saw the kind of like a lion head rock next to him. It's kind of like a real lion head. So then this person thought, oh, this is a kind of like an invisible power in this place. There is some miracles can happen. So what he does every day before he eat, he take a portion of from that and offer. So whatever it's there, he just offer, keep it in front of that lion head. So he used to do it for a while. And then one day, this lion head start to talk. And he was wonder, and then the lion head told, and the farmer asked forgiveness and told, I am very poor, I don't have much to offer. So whatever I have, just I offer for you. So then the the lion head told, don't worry, just from today you're not going to be poor. Just put the hand to inside my mouth, and there are some gold, take it. And when you hold the one hand of the gold, just right away take it. Why? Because when it reduce the weight inside my mouth, what will happen? This my mouth going to shut. So before it close, what you have to do, just put the hand, take the gold, the whatever come to your hand, take it and move your hand right away. Because I have no power to keep holding my hand once the gold disappear. So the farmer agreed to do that, and he right away put the hand, and whatever came to his hand, he took out, and then the mouth closed. And then he opened his hand, there are gold. And the the lioness told, now you don't no need to worry about becoming poor, so go and have a good life. So he went to the village and start his life, and the neighbor. And so this suddenly how this person became rich, and told and asked, and tell me what is the reason. This person told, this it is not overnight. For a while I used to go to this forest and start to do some farming there, and then suddenly this what happened, and he start to explain. And then the neighbor, he thought, oh, I also want to do it, and he got the right directions, and from next day he pretend like poor, but he had much wealth, but he just pretend like poor, and he took little bit food and went to the right place he found, and he saw the lion head, and he start to do the same thing. And so then after a while, what happened? As usual, the lion head start to talk, and then this person told, I am poor, I am sorry that I just give whatever I have, I don't have anything better to offer for you, so please forgive me. So the lioness told, don't worry, so you just put the hand and take whatever come to your hand, and move away. So don't keep too much time, because if you hold it too much, and then what will happen, once you know the the gold released from my mouth, the mouth going to close. This person agreed, and then what he did, he put the hand, and he start to feel like some, and he put the hand this much and this much, this much, this much, and he put the shoulder. And then he thought, okay, only one time, one chance, what should I do? And then he put his other hand also, now both hands. And then what he did, he put his head also, and then put some gold to his mouth, and then he tried to grab more gold, and right away what happened, the mouth closed. So that is what happened when we have the greed, lust. It make us blind, not only blind, it take inside it. It never allow us to stay away from it. It pull us towards the darkness. So through the tranquility meditation, what it does, it cut down that nature and reduce it. And through the vipassana, it take you to a point to understand. It's like you peeling onion. When you peel layer by layer, layer by layer, and finally you don't see something as onion. So through the vipassana, that that develop the wisdom. When you have the wisdom, you recognize this everything appear out of emptiness. So once you understand that, your mind released from that, even that recognizing the recognizer also released from the wisdom. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo suti bhigayitu bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idam me punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.